Evening, boys.
Evening, Sally.
Welcome to The Chatting, your local pubcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Kirk. I'm Mark.
And I'm the other Mark. 3 pints, Sally. And what are you having?
I'll have a martini.
Cheers. I'll fetch him over.
Evening, chaps.
Evening, Rob.
Evening, Rob. Are we doing all right?
All good, all good. You?
I'm all right, thank you. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I've just, as I was on my way here, guess what I just saw? Someone cycling without an helmet on. And it
this
reminded
again.
me, I never said at the end of the last episode.
Oh, about whether it's legal or not?
Yes.
Oh, go on.
It is a legal requirement.
Illegal. Illegal.
Yeah,
Illegal.
Sorry,
An alien?
wearing a helmet.
It's either legal or it's
Are you
not.
all right, Rob?
Wearing a helmet while cycling is not a legal requirement in the UK, which is what I was saying. I don't know if I said it wrong when we recorded it.
No,
but,
that is what you said last time. It was me that said different, so I apologise. I didn't realise that.
But it's absolutely fine. And I don't. If I basically, that's what I meant. It's
It's not a legal requirement.
So
Yes.
Rob was right and Kurt was wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Wow. I think we should
Wow.
just end that episode here.
And I was pretty
got it on
adamant.
tape
I
as
was
well.
pretty
We got it on
adamant
tape.
about it. But yeah, and I've just seen one cycling here, so yeah.
Fab. Hey guys,
What?
guess what?
What? We've won lottery. Oh, no. I
You
know
do
that
that.
one. So, yeah,
I'm gonna say you know that.
Yeah.
The fact that we're all still sat
Yeah.
here, I'm going to guess that we haven't.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. What? What?
Go on then.
It's our 13th episode.
Oh, is it? 13th? Oh, okay. I'm surprised we got this far.
I know. But lucky for some, unlucky for some. 13.
13.
Do you believe in any of that?
What?
Like
all superstitions.
13 being. Is that what that is?
Yeah. I don't.
Superstition. Do you know what? Who was it that said it the other day? Said the word
Stevie Wonder.
superstition. I'm thinking.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, he definitely said it.
Yeah.
2 times. I was thinking, you have a bit of a brain fart and you just cannot remember
You?
what the word.
Really? What,
Yeah, I certainly can't
like you did
believe
5
that.
minutes ago.
I'm not going to swear.
Mental diarrhea, I think they call it, Rob.
Genuinely though, you have the
Leaking out
moments where you just can't remember what a word means.
So what is it then, Rob? What is super?
Yeah.
What in your head now?
In your
about
world.
what you've got it now? Now you've got it nailed, and you're sure you know what it means.
Yeah.
You tell us and the world what does superstition mean? What is a
I
superstition?
don't know the definition, but Friday the 13th, it's where people think there's,
What?
something-
Jason's running around with a knife.
yeah, it's what's the word?
Nearly the weekend.
Bad luck.
Superstitious.
But it's not just Friday the 13th that's a superstition, right?
Is it where it's where people think there's something?
Has anyone ever seen
Bad
you and
advice.
Joey Essex in the same room at the same time?
They do look alike, don't they?
It's just where you
Well, go on. I tell you what. I'll make it easy for you, Rob. Tell us another superstition.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me think about this. If you're superstitious, superstitious. if I say it more, more and more I say it, more I'm going to think of
Yeah.
something.
See,
Like it's like believing in ghosts and stuff.
Well, no,
No,
that's something different. So superstition is where you believe in things that can bring you either good luck or bad luck or things like that. So, for instance, walking under a ladder.
It's funny you should say that. Because I was going to say that. If I see a ladder, I have to walk under it, which is completely the opposite of what it should be.
What?
I know, that's weird.
It's like
I know.
Dyson.
There's like loads of window cleaners around. Like, what's he doing here? He's walking
I
under
know
my
that's
ladder.
weird, but that's what I do.
Mark walking through town, walking on all the cracks on the pavements.
Oh, God.
That's one, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's
There
well
we
done,
go.
Rob.
It's what school kids do, that one.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Or me.
Yeah.
Like hopscotch.
Yeah.
So
me.
on that, Mark, you walk
Yeah.
under a ladder. So are you not superstitious then? Do you,
Well, I'm not, but I am, because if I see a ladder, I have to walk under it.
so
I'm superstition of the opposite. That's weird, isn't it?
and are you like that with any other superstition?
No. Well, that's wasn't aware, no.
I'm googling.
So
the
if
definition
I
of
see a black cat, for example, it don't make.
Well, that gets confusing with
Or-
a black cat.
Or crows. Is it crows? Well, I don't know.
Magpies.
That's it, mate.
Yeah, don't you
I
have to
thought they were
like
crows.
salute them and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, morning, Mr. Magpie.
Yeah.
You know, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy,
Yeah. What's 3 for? What if you see
3 for a
6?
girl, 4 for a boy.
What about 10, 15? I mean, where'd you stop?
I don't know it all.
So I've
15 magpies, could you imagine?
I know. But
There's a film in that somewhere.
I've googled superstitious to find
And
out
Stevie
the meaning
Wonder's
of.
popped up.
No, I've googled superstitious to find out the meaning of it, and it says having or showing a belief in superstitions. Brilliant.
Was that written by somebody
I'm
like
all
you,
the
Rob?
wiser.
Yeah.
So things like the number 13 then,
Yeah.
or Friday the 13th, it doesn't even enter your head that it could be a unlucky or bad day or
No,
anything
no.
like that.
I mean, I'm aware of, if it's Friday the 13th, I'll go, it's Friday the 13th, but it makes no difference to my day. No, not at all. Not for me.
I tell you what, I have a bigger problem than these numbers and these superstitions. I can't cope with having odd numbers on your car radio or on your volume on your TV.
I'm with you.
It's got to be evens, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm the
10,
same,
12.
actually.
If it's 7, no.
No, completely with you.
And
It drives my missus potty.
My previous car, I'd be driving along. 12 weren't loud enough. 14 were too loud.
I bet you had it on 14.
What a dilemma! I did. What a dilemma!
Yeah.
You know,
Because you're like, I just need it a little bit lower.
you do know there's a number between those two, 13. What's wrong with that?
Well, any number in between those two wouldn't have been right because it'd have been odd.
Odd.
And
But
you can't have it. You can't have an odd number.
I must admit, I'm funny about odd numbers. You've got to have it. It's got to be even, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree
where
with
does
you.
where does it even stem from?
TV remote and stuff like that. 100% with you. I mean, it's more OCD than superstition, but absolutely.
And the thing is, what is the point in the number? Because you're doing it by ear anyway.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have the number.
Yeah.
Luckily, my car now doesn't have numbers to represent your volume, so you can just set your volume at wherever you want, completely ignorant
Oh,
to
I
what...
bet there's numbers in background, Mark.
They might be,
I
but
bet it
I
might be
don't-
counting up, and I bet it might be sat there going, "Ha ha, I'm on 13."
Yeah, probably. But no, but superstitious, no. I don't think I'm...
I've got the meaning now. So, excessively credulous belief in and reverence for the supernatural.
What's credulous and reverence?
Yeah, I'm going down that
It could be your whole episode just googling definition of words.
road. A widely held but irrational belief in supernatural influences, especially as leading to good or bad luck. Right,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
That's where the whole walking under ladders,
Yeah.
not
So,
stepping on
so
cracks.
it's strange because if somebody was to literally say to me, "Are you superstitious?" my natural response would be no. That would be my natural response.
Is that for you or for me?
For me.
Right, yeah.
However, for me, I use the word
He's
me.
not going to answer you. He's
I use the word me.
asking-
I'm not
answering
answering for you. I use the word me, right? So I would say no. However, it's probably incorrect because actually, would I walk under a ladder? Not on your life.
Especially,
Right, okay.
if I was up the ladder.
Or anywhere near it.
Well, I'm definitely not superstitious then, because I would have no problem walking under a ladder. I have no problem crossing on the stairs.
Oh, no, I can't cross on the stairs.
Yeah, Gemma's the same. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Why
I'm
do you,
like,
why do you
"Eeyore."
manage at Medwall when you're on the stairs? What happens there? Do you have to wait to all the stairs are cleared?
No, I think it's... I think
Forward steps and backward steps like Dustin Hoffman
Yeah.
in Rain Man.
the amount of times that I'll be walking upstairs at home and one of the kids will be walking down and I'll go, stop. I always make them walk back up to the top. But no, I can't cross on the stairs.
So would you absolutely like be in despair if you broke a mirror?
I've broken a mirror before. It's no big deal.
Well, it's
stop
just a
looking
piece
in
of
them
glass.
Yeah, but the question is that would you smash a mirror happily?
If
I mean, I
needed to, yeah.
wouldn't smash anything happily because I'd be like, I could give it to charity or I could,
Yeah.
But if someone said that's got to be damaged because it's too big and it needs to go in that small box, and it's going in bin anyway, then I'd just smash it. Yeah.
So if I dropped a mirror, let's say,
Yeah.
would I instantly sit there and think, oh my God, I'm going to have 7 years bad luck? No, I wouldn't. However, if I was taking a mirror out to a skip, for instance, to put it in the skip, would I place it in the skip so I wasn't purposely breaking it? Yes.
Yeah, but you'd probably do that with a pane of glass.
Yes,
I
probably.
wouldn't. I like.
you'd throw it
I
in
like
and smash it?
smashes.
You like smashing.
The
Yeah,
same that's
that's
just
just
said
that-
he won't smash anything happily. Make up your mind.
Well, all right. I suppose I'm thinking like.
If you can see your reflection in it. That's not like you, Rob.
No, I won't be smashing out. I can see the reflection in. No, I meant like if it's just something that's just it's going in the skip. I won't think, oh, I better be careful like that. But if it's something that I don't need to
If you're
smash,
putting something in a skip, you need to let everyone know in the vicinity that you are putting something in
yeah,
that
it's
skip.
like putting something in your bottle bin.
Yeah.
Bash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like local pubs emptying the
Yeah. Bottle bins.
bottle bins, yeah.
So what other superstitions are there?
Well, so for me, and again, this is where I suppose I'm coming to my own self-realization, because I don't know whether it's superstition for me or whether it's just something that I've took on throughout growing up, and therefore it's become more of a OCD thing in my head rather than a superstition. So I won't walk under ladders. I won't purposely smash a mirror. I won't walk over 3 grates on the street. I'll literally walk round it if there's 3 grates on the street.
Wow.
I know it's a bit. It's weird, isn't it?
That is more OCD than.
And I believe I would say that if somebody said to me, "What's your lucky number?" I would tell them what my lucky number is, which is 22. So I suppose I must have some sort of superstition
I think
beliefs.
in that, when you talk about lucky numbers, me and Ellen will say, my birthday is the 27th and Ellen's is 29th, and we'll both say, 27th is a lucky number, and she'll say 29th is a lucky number, and if we're ever going to have a spin on a roulette or something like that, they're the sort of numbers you know. And it's probably more because it's associated with your birthday more than it brings you luck. But I think, people just get carried away with it.
I don't think I've never even thought about having a lucky number, but I guess I probably would just think of my birthday. Yeah.
I think most people do. I mean,
most people do, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what they do with lottery numbers. They use the birthdays and the kids' birthdays and wedding anniversary dates for the lotto number. We don't, but
So would you walk under a ladder, Mark?
Well, no, because ladders usually, if they're up, there's something happening around it. So
So you would avoid it, but more from a health and safety point of view. That
I've not. It depends on what length risk assessment.
He's done his 1 minute risk assessment and decided that it's unsafe to walk underneath that ladder.
Yeah, I don't see what. I mean, would it be an easier route than potentially?
That's the difference, isn't it? I wouldn't purposely go out of my way to walk under a ladder.
It's not like
Mark
he's off finding them.
Yeah, some next door neighbours cleaning the windows. I'm just going to have a walk round there and under their ladder.
Yeah, get a kick on his way under.
And I think I'd look to see if there was an alternative route to go around it, but nothing to do with superstition. Just the fact that it's not really safe to go under a ladder. But if there was nowhere else around it, I'm looking up, checking to make sure he's not going to fall on me, she's going to fall on me, and go.
Yeah, but I think it's safer going under a ladder, because if they're up a ladder like that, for the benefit of the tape, I'm doing the ladder sign.
A ladder sign. He's doing the ladder sign, the national ladder sign.
A ladder leaning against the wall. If they're coming down with a bucket, and you're walking by the back of the ladder, they're going to walk sort of back into you. If you're
really fast, you cause some serious injury.
But if you're under the ladder, you're out of way of danger. It's much easier.
Right. Okay. So it's none of you around this table. You do nothing based on like superstition, like if you see magpies or if you see anything like that.
Are you meant to salute a magpie or something?
I know people that salute a single magpie.
A single magpie.
I think it's if it's only one or something. But I don't. I don't think knowingly that I have any sort of superstitions, so to speak. I don't think.
I don't know if this is a superstition, but
here we go.
What about when people find feathers when someone's died? I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing.
Somebody finds feathers.
Found a feather.
Is this?
It means that person's with me, and I find that
it means somebody's with you.
It means somebody's with you that's passed, right?
Yeah.
And I'm laughing, but because it's for the same reason. It's for the same thing that I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't go under a ladder, don't stand on cracks, if I also thought that a feather meant that someone that's recently passed is around. It don't compute.
That's more to do with, rather than I can't even think of the word now. Superstition. Thank you. That's more to do with belief, your belief systems on whether you think there's an afterlife and things like that. So I mean, again, I'm a big believer that people should believe whatever they want if that brings them peace or brings them good feeling or whatever, but I would say that's more to do with your belief system on an afterlife and stuff like that, more than
just for clarity. I wasn't laughing at people that do it.
Yes,
I weren't. I was laughing at the thought that I find that the thought of it funny, that would mean that, like, why a feather would mean
it's got to be white. It's got to be a white feather, hasn't it? It's got to be a dove that's lost a feather, and then all of a sudden.
I just took it as it meant a dove had
surely
maybe died.
It depends where you find it. If you're like round a pond and there's loads of ducks or whatever, and you find one. But if you're
Pokemon out of its ass,
walking around late thinking,
but if you're like,
this is like a mortuary.
But if you're like in Woolworths or something, you find one.
Woolworths.
It's like when people think if a bird craps on you, that's good luck.
Shit for luck.
It's not. That's bad luck. You're having a pretty crap day, aren't you? If you're walking around and a bird takes a dump on you, You're not having a good day.
Listen,
are you? So how is that lucky?
Listen, if it's one thing that I've obviously have to come to terms with, is that I must be superstitious. End of story. Because you know what? You know, if I was out and a bird crapped on me, would I be annoyed about it? Absolutely. Would I then play the lottery that night? Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Surely you must be playing the lottery a lot, because birds always crapping on you, aren't they?
Birds have... I've probably been crapped on by a bird once in my life.
Yeah, I think I'm the same.
Really?
Absolutely. Where are you standing?
Well, I'm around this duck pond looking for feathers. That's right.
I must be quite lucky then in that respect. I've never been crapped on.
Mark's round duck pond looking for his dad. Somewhere.
Well, this is talking about a rabbit hole, let alone a duck pond.
So you said that earlier about faith. Have you got a faith? You're not religious, are you?
No, I'm not religious, no.
Would you say you believed in God?
No, I don't. I don't believe in God as the Almighty God. No, I believe that there is a bigger, something
thing.
bigger. I think there is something bigger than us. I think there's a bigger entity than us.
Right.
But I wouldn't necessarily call it God. No.
Yeah.
You look
Does
confused.
anyone? No, I'm intrigued because I don't think I've ever asked this question. Does anyone know?
No.
I'd go so I'd say I'm an atheist. I don't believe in it at all.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in it at all. Big Bang for me.
I like to carry some traditions that come with religion, like we all do celebrate Christmas and stuff like that. Just, you know, they're more traditions than on a religious basis from my point of view. But no, there ain't anybody up there because there won't be kids suffering like they are doing. I mean, not just kids, people in general suffering in such ways where that shouldn't, you know, certain things shouldn't. Cancer, certain things shouldn't exist.
No.
And if there were somebody up there or anywhere in control and making things happen, then they're either a sick, twisted, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 101 things I could think about that say it's not real, but we're not going to that. But just in general, I just have this thing, nah, it's not for me. So your faith, Kirk, where does it go in terms of, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in... What do you believe in?
Well, I'd say ghosts and aliens are two very, very different things to talk about. I was two very different topics, but
we can talk about.
We can absolutely, and we'll come to that. But
Because it's written down.
but when it comes to ghosts, so I've got a question for you guys first. Okay, so ignore the whole God and religious aspect of it. Okay, we're talking about life and death. Okay, so do you believe that you born, you live, you die, and that's it, eternal nothingness after that?
I have thought in the past about the idea of reincarnation.
Okay.
And whether we come back as something else. But again, I think that then probably goes against everything else that I believe, or that I don't believe.
Okay. What about you, Mark?
Do you know, that's probably the first time I've ever agreed with you on anything.
Oh, really? You agreed that there's a potential of reincarnation?
No, I don't necessarily believe in it, but I do think what if. And I suppose what if just exists anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you go, oh, I'm going to come back as a butterfly or whatever, or a white feather. But you know, people have these ideas that this could happen, and you know, you could come back as something else, and what happens to you, you know, this spirit thing. And I think long and hard about, and it's really strange this, but it doesn't necessarily mean I believe in that sort of stuff. Is that I think, you know, like we're obviously born, and then and this sounds really weird as I'm going to say it, but I'm inside me.
Yeah.
I am inside. I'm not just
your conscience, conscience and subconscious.
I'm not just flesh and bones walking around with a brain that functions. I am inside this, and I am a real. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's that that inside bit. It sounds really weird. I can't describe it.
Stick a pin in it a minute, because this is what I'll come back to, because this is where my whole belief system starts, in exactly what you've just said.
Yeah.
So let me just ask Mark first. Do you believe in live, die, eternal nothingness? That's it.
Yeah. That's what.
So
happens.
no afterlife, no reincarnation, no nothing else.
No.
The one thing that I struggle to get my head round, and I'm not going away from this
The
conversation.
dictionary.
Apart from that, I struggle with the idea of never waking up. I struggle with the thought that you
eternal nothingness.
Yeah, yeah.
I think everybody would struggle with that, Rob.
In my head, it's like, no, I don't think it's possible that you'll never wake up. I don't know what happens, but at that moment when you pass, it feels as though you will wake up somehow. And I sometimes have this, it's like multiverse, where you in this life, in this timeline of life, it's quite easy to imagine it now because Marvel have pretty much nailed it. If you imagine this timeline of life and you pass, you just wake up normal, but you're in a different
you
one.
wake up as Iron
almost
Man
like I could have.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Same
Like
you.
Scott Bakula in Quantum Leap.
Same you, but it's like you just wake up and you're on a different level. I don't know. It can't.
Well,
be that.
again, stick a pin in that because you were just about to say different level, and now we're going to be. This is what I'm talking about. My beliefs.
Go on then.
Okay, so look, no one knows, do we? Let's face it. Let's face it. Nobody knows, and this is why I would never take the mickey out of someone's beliefs. Okay, everyone's got their own beliefs, and let's face it. There's just as much chance of there being God and religion as what there is to. As being a marble floating around in a bowl somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, this is why religion works, because no one knows.
Yeah.
Because no one can say, well, your God's better than my God, or your God doesn't.
Well, they do.
They do, and that's why there's so many bloody
well,
wars.
they do, but what I'm saying, there's no eventual winner, because no one knows, as you said, no one knows anything.
Yeah.
So,
but the thing that I've heard that makes the most sense to me, and again, this is a belief. If somebody was said to me, Kirk, what's your belief system? I would have to say, at a push, and it's still a bit edgy, guys, so, bear with me, but I would say that I'm a spiritualist. So I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe in spirits. What I believe the spirits is a soul. What I believe your soul is exactly what you were saying before, Marcus. It's the thing that's inside you. It's the thing that makes you, you. It's your conscious, it's your subconscious, it's the thing that makes you different to Rob, different to Mark.
We've said a lot of words here. I need 15 minutes on Google.
So I believe that everyone has a spirit, has a soul, something inside them, something that is them. Okay, and that's what I believe, that when you die, yes, your body, your shell, you are dead. That is what it is. But I believe that then your soul, your spirit, then moves on and moves on. And this is where you're all going to absolutely look at me blank and absolutely think I've lost my mind.
No.
But that's when you would move to a different, what they call vibration level.
Oh.
what's that?
So
Vibration level?
Yeah. You're getting excited now, aren't you, Mark?
I'm intrigued to know where we're going. Well, where you're going.
The first thing you've got to do is you've got to think about energies. So you've got to think about the different energy vibrations, understand that we're all just particles that are being joined together. That's it. Yeah, fundamentally, you could turn around and say we don't really exist as people. You put enough energy into you, you would just disappear. Because the particles would split and you'd just disappear.
Yeah.
Okay? So you've got to think that the whole world, everything around us, is built by energy.
Yeah.
Okay? So everything's controlled by energy. So imagine that energy on different levels. So a fish, for instance, down in the ocean doesn't know that we exist. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the thought of, to that fish, that what we are is absolutely incomprehensible.
Right.
Yeah? Because they've never experienced it, never seen it, don't even understand the concept of it. Okay? So that's what you've got to think about, how that your soul or your spirit goes through to another level. And it's all about learning. So what this is, what we are doing now, is we are learning. And we are developing our...
I'm learning.
Our
right
self. We're developing ourself and our inner self, our true self, into experiencing different emotions and stuff like that help us grow as a soul, as a spirit. And therefore, if you...
It's deep, this, isn't it?
If you...
Wow.
Sorry,
My mind's blown.
I'm thinking of going to the bar and getting some more drinks.
Yeah, well, that'd be a first.
Anyway, you carry on, Kirk.
No, sorry, I know it's a bit deep and stuff like that, but you asked what my beliefs were, and that's my
we
beliefs.
wanna know, we wanna know.
So, I mean, to a point where, you start to understand that if you are here living this life to learn certain things, that might be learning about loss, or it might be learning about pain, it might be learning about grief, it might be learning about things, and that's why your life, develops into, so you have these experiences.
So then, when, I don't know, you get babies born, if you like, and they don't survive, a month, and you get some that don't even make it even into the world. What's that? Where's the backstory?
Well, look, what we've got to be careful of is I'm no expert, and I'm still very much, I'm not 100% in on this. Do you know what I mean? It's just the thing that I've been, that I've
You'd like
looked
to
at.
believe?
It's the thing that I've
It's
looked
a
at,
belief that
and
you-
for me, makes the most sense, or what I would like to believe, yes. So if I was to answer you as a true spiritualist, as someone that, you know, is 100% in, as awful as this is going to sound, so please bear with me, is that if you were to look at it from a spiritualist point of view, that isn't about the baby, it's about the parents, and it's about something that the parents have to learn for their soul, that grief, that loss, you know, so that baby's been put there, and that situation has been put there for their learning. Nothing
That
to
baby's
nothing
not
to do with the baby.
that baby's not got a spirit or a soul.
Yes, that baby's got a spirit and a soul, but at the end of the day, it's being used as a purpose. If you buy into the idea that our bodies are just shells and are just, you know, pieces of flesh and blood, and none of this matters, if you buy into that idea that none of this matters, then actually death doesn't matter. So therefore, if you buy into the whole thing of death doesn't matter, then that baby dying, and therefore the spirit or soul then comes back as a different being, a different person to do their lessons, then fundamentally it doesn't matter, does it?
No, I suppose.
And again, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm right. I'm not preaching. I don't want to preach. I don't want to come across as I'm preaching. What I'm saying is that to me, that level of understanding or that level of thought process answers a lot of questions for me. Now, whether they're right or wrong, but that's what faith's all about.
Yeah.
Answering questions, you know, and that answers a lot of questions for me. It answers why we're here in the first place. It answers why we experience things differently. It answers why, you know, not pushing on the boundaries of fate, for instance, but why certain things happen at certain times. I mean, you know, car accidents. You know, if you were driving 1 mile an hour slower, 1 mile an hour faster, if there was a red light instead of a green light and stuff like that. So how things happen and why people come together and why people experience different things in life. You know, yes, of course, it could all be for nothing. And fine. You know, take your point, Mark, you're born, you die, it all means absolutely nothing. I would struggle to live my life throughout my life thinking that all this was irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Now, I can't prove otherwise. You know, but me, from my faith, my belief system, I would struggle carrying that through life, knowing that it's all for nothing.
Well, we as humans are hardwired to want to try and find purpose, aren't we?
Yeah.
But that is our something to do with our brain function. It's searching for purpose, and some people have children, and that becomes their purpose to bring up children, right? Or you're like me, you have a YouTube channel.
No, don't start
that becomes
promoting it
your
on here.
purpose. You know, random. But that's what we're hardwired to do, isn't it? So would you say that by you having this belief, that's where you would find your purpose in the belief?
Well, it's not about purpose. It's about understanding that everything that's happening to you has a purpose.
Right. Okay.
You know, that, yes, don't get me wrong, we all talk about, oh, we've had bad luck, or if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all, or whatever. But it's about being able to take yourself step away from that and maybe realise, or maybe take some comfort in what you're going through in life is what you're supposed to be going through in life. And
Okay.
what lessons you can learn from that. And it's all about being able to take that step back and look at something and go, what have I learned from this experience? Has it been a horrible experience? Has it been a great experience? Yeah, but what have I taken from it?
I never knew you knew this as much as you do.
Really?
Yeah, honestly,
I didn't know this either.
But put a pin in what you're saying for a second, and
Yeah.
let me ask you a different question.
Okay.
So,
I
Mark,
feel like I'm a
pretty much-
mastermind now.
Mark literally mentioned it earlier, but
Me?
it'll tie in. Yeah, you. Where do you sit on Are We Alone? In terms of, is there anything else out there? Aliens, but I don't like using the word aliens because you just think of the film. Do you think that we're the only people in the universe?
Not at all. Impossible.
Yeah, well, I agree completely. Do you both agree?
I agree.
Yeah, we can't be the only living matter in
Yeah,
the universe.
no, there's-
Not at all.
That's top and bottom, right?
There's
Yeah.
other things out there without
Yeah.
shadow of a doubt.
What they look like and what it exists as, it could just be bacteria, but we can't be the only living matter.
No.
I don't think.
So my question then, to come back to what you were saying, is, so do you think that's the same for them as well? In that they have this same level of vibration and all that?
Or are they in another paradox or something?
I'll be honest with you, Rob. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
As in, if what I would say is, I would say that if that's my belief on this planet, then why would that belief change on a different planet? So I would probably have to say, well, yes.
Yeah, and I think that's where I get.
Depending
depending
on what, because don't forget, we're talking about what I believe as conscious and subconscious and souls and spirits. Yeah. So do I believe that a bacteria or an amoeba or something like that has got a spirit and a soul? No. I believe that that's matter that grows. Yeah. So I don't believe that when that bacteria dies, that's learnt something and stuff like that. I don't. We're talking about things with conscious beings. And subconscious. That's what I'm talking about. So if we're talking about aliens, let's say, because that's what we're talking about, if they are aliens of beings with a subconscious and a conscious and a what I would consider a soul and stuff like that, then yes, I would believe exactly the same thing for them. But if they were just same as an unconscious being or an unconscious animal or whatever it is, then no, I wouldn't believe that, because I don't believe that on this planet.
I'm intrigued to hear people and what makes them think why they think and why they believe what they believe. And the thing that always amazes me, not amazes me, I suppose, but I'd love to believe in ghosts and spirits. I'd love to have some evidence that there's more than this. I'd love it, because I'd feel a bit more comfortable, like you said, knowing that this isn't just this is it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? However, what I would say is, the people that say that they've seen things, everybody loses somebody. We all lose loads of people, don't we? By all accounts, people that we know, people that we're related to, whatever. And I've never seen anything. And people say, "Well, you don't believe," or, "Well, no, you either, I don't have to believe something that's in front of me to see it. I can just see it." And I don't believe when people say, "Oh, I saw so and so, and they were dressed in the clothes." How can they be dressed in something physical when they're not even there? Do you know what I mean? How can something make a noise when they've got no matter to be able to move the air to make the vibration that you're talking about that makes a sound, speech or whatever? Light. How can they even be there if there's nothing for the light to reflect off? So there are things that just boggle my mind.
For the record, just so I've been very clear, I know I said it before, but just so I've been very clear, I don't believe in ghosts.
No, I'm not saying you do.
I don't believe in ghosts.
But I'd love to, but I just when I think about things in straight lines, I suppose, and I think, well, for that to work, this has to happen, and no one can ever give me a justifiable answer. They'll go, well, you need to believe in it, or and I think sometimes grief probably plays a big factor in people seeing things. Yeah,
I think you're right. I mean, with the ghost thing, we're touching on to the ghost thing. I think people want to believe in ghosts because it gives them comfort, or they've lost someone and they think they're still around and things like that. And I think as humans, it's a bit like when we see faces in like things. I mean, you see on news, somebody's seen Jesus in a piece of toast or something or whatever, or they see a dog, in clouds and things like that. I know you go, what's that going to do with ghosts? But it's because as humans we see faces and we try to make shapes and
connections
out to objects and stuff. And I think that's just ghosts is another level up of that, where people think that they've seen ghosts. I mean, I've never seen a ghost. I don't think you guys have ever seen a ghost, have you?
No.
I know you don't believe it, but you've never seen anything.
No.
But I think the people that do see ghosts, in my opinion, I mean, I know they'll probably say different, but I think they're seeing things because they want to see things. Because if you want to believe in something, then you believe in it.
So when we were talking about aliens and stuff, so we all agree that there's got to be something else out there. Or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I suppose the follow-up question is do you believe that they've visited Earth? And do you believe that there's certain governments that might know about it?
Well, I'm finding as I'm getting older, and I know we're exposed to a lot more stuff with the internet, but I'm finding that the more I read and the more I see online, and I think there's got to be, aren't there? And you can almost understand why, if there are things out there that have visited, let's say, governments wouldn't want absolute panic, so they would have to try and keep a bit of control. You'd need someone to say, hang on a minute, this lot can't cope with each other, let alone with something from another planet.
Yeah.
But do you not think something would have come out by now, though? If that was the case,
they say that it has, don't they? And people say, "Oh yeah, Area 51."
Well, I mean, you only have to listen to Joe Rogan's podcast every eight.
Hi Joe, hope you're listening.
Yeah, yeah, he inevitably will. Every 8th episode is someone related to some sort of conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
The thing is, with the alien thing, though, I mean, I'm so with Mark with this, as in, and I'm also with you, as in, you think that, with internet, there's something's happening and maybe it would come out. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, well, if an alien come, why would it go? Like, why would government be first person? Why is it not like Dave that pub?
Why is it not like E.T.?
Or Rob or me?
Dave that pub hasn't got billions of pounds worth of radars and satellites and tracking.
So it feeds into your thing. Yeah, I mean, if an alien come down, they won't go, we need to go and seek government. We need to go seek council. Do you know what I mean? Would it?
Take me to your leader.
Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't. So if something did come down...
Show me your stamp collection, Mark.
What, my penny blacks?
Yeah.
So I'd take them to Woolworths. I mean, you've got to be... It can't... Something can't have happened because it just bump into somebody like one of us, wouldn't it?
I think
we wouldn't keep it under wraps. We'd go, there's an alien here.
I think you've got to... taking it to another level, and this is the counter argument, and I'm not saying that we have been visited by all accounts, but when we've got people at NASA that are saying, right, there's an asteroid, and in the next 6 months it's going to hit Earth, and they don't necessarily cause a lot of damage. You might, a bit of fallout or whatever somewhere on the planet.
There's not really, guys. Anyone listening and thinking this is a live broadcast, it's not.
They can see that happening, and so they're going to be miles in front of us when it comes to there's something moving in towards Earth or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you mean the meet and greet?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be, tea and biscuits. Yeah. Ellen will make them a couple of sandwiches.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The funny
She'll
thing
have named
is,
them all.
the funny thing is how gullible we are when you do see these videos on social media. And you can sit, and there's ones with flying saucers, and there's ones with mysterious lights. People are on flights going all over the end. They're filming things in the sky and stuff. And you find yourself sat watching it, and you're thinking, "Oh God, I've not seen something like that before. Oh, what is that? What is that?" And then there's an explanation, and as soon as you see the explanation, you go, "Oh my gosh, of course it is." Well, I'm just going to say this one. Have you seen the one where? There's nothing related to aliens. It looks like dinosaurs running, little dinosaurs, right? And it shows you, and it even plays a Jurassic Park theme tune.
Does it go backwards?
It's being played backwards. And it's like little monkeys, or I can't remember what they are, but the tails go up and down like the head of a thing, and when played backwards, look like little dinosaurs are running. And your head, when you watch it, you go, what is that? And you're literally going, that is mental. What are they? And then when it says, it's just played in reverse. And you look at it and go, oh my gosh, you tool. You absolute tool. How did you not see that?
If you saw it, I know exactly what Rob's talking about. Yeah. And it is weird. Did you
know I was going to go there? Is that what you were looking at before?
No, not at all. No, I'm going to talk about something else.
Right, and it's that sort of thing that makes you go, we are quite gullible. So sometimes when you see something that you think could be supernatural and go, oh, yeah, that might be something. Yeah. When you find out what the reality is, you go, oh, how stupid am I?
You'll see something on a video or so in news where they'll go, there's some lights in the sky, somebody's filmed it. And I always think with things like that, I mean, it's fine if you're talking about in a forest or something, in a dark forest, just you. But like lights in the sky, I'm like, well, how high up are these lights? What, 20, 30, 40 miles up in the sky? Why is there only one person filming them?
Yeah.
If there was some dots up here in Rotherham, are you telling me there's only going to be me filming it?
Yeah.
So that always...
Probably everyone else will be at work.
But, there'd be hundreds of people filming it, wouldn't they, if there was something really sinister up there?
Now there would, yeah.
The only thing that really makes me think that nothing's obviously been here, I do believe there's something now being here, it's the pure distance thing. That's just fact of how far away things are. Yeah. And although I believe in spiritualism, I am also a believer in science. I'm not decrying science or anything like that. But I saw something the other day, and I didn't realise this, that if you travel at the speed of light, then that means you could go round the Earth 7.5 times per second. So that's what it's like travelling at the speed of light. you can go round the Earth 7.5 times in 1 second. Okay, so that's crazy, absolutely crazy. And then when you think that, you know, one of the nearest things out there, or whatever, that, you know, possible for planets or whatever, are 1,000 and 2,000 and 20,000 light years away. So what that means is, if they was travelling at the speed of light, so remember, round the Earth 7.5 times per second, that it would still take them 1,000 years to get here.
Yes.
You know, that's
even if they're not on strike.
Space coming on trains.
Coming on train. HS2's just been finished.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry, we can take you as far as Mars.
Oh, there's another subject there. I'm right in thinking that you're saying that going the speed of light, right? Yes. That's one thing, but you can't go faster than the speed of light, can you? Because then you're going ahead of time, aren't you? You're
time traveling. When you start talking time traveling.
You're time traveling. So I know you didn't say that. I'm not correcting you in a bad way, but I'm just saying no one or anything can't go. Well, I say anything, we don't know. But in our universe, we can't go faster than the speed of light.
Well, there's that.
We can't get to the speed of light. I get what you're saying, but yes, theoretically, scientists would say that if you go further than the speed of light, then technically you'd be
because you're reaching there before that's actually got there.
Yeah, and it's a bit like if you could teleport now to one of the furthest stars, and you could then see Earth through a telescope, you would be looking at the past. So you would be seeing what was happening years and years ago.
Yeah, I think we need to do
a new episode on that. Because the light's not hit yet.
I think we should do another scientific episode with Brian Cox sat here with us. I think we should.
I love Brian Cox.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah.
The actor.
No, well, yes, I like the actor as well. To be honest, I think he's great.
You've just got to put the S in the right place there, haven't you?
Time at the bar, please.
Do you know what, Kirk? I've actually learned something new about you tonight.
Well, Rob, every day's a school day.
And on that note, see you later.
It's been a pleasure, boys.
See you
later, guys.
See you next week.
Do you have a dilemma? Maybe a burning question you're longing to be answered? Or you just want to get in touch with us? Why not drop us a voice note or a message over email at innthechat@gmail.com. That's 2 N's, not 1 N, because 1 N, it doesn't matter. innthechat@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.